Hi guys, it's Sam here again with Bargain Hunting Blonde, and I am bringing to you today a cheaper version of the Pochette Metis. Yes, you heard me right, a cheaper version that is not a copy, that is not a replica, that is literally just what I consider the vintage version of the Pochette Metis. So let's start with the actual bag in question. So this is my Pochette Metis. This is my second one. So if you've watched my Louis Vuitton repair video, you'll know that Louis Vuitton completely replaced my first one and gave me this one. I have been a lot more careful with this one. So as you can see, the vachetta is still very, very light. I have kept the stickers on the hardware, which I know some people prefer not to do as they think it scratches the hardware, but I've never had that happen, so I leave them on. This bag's amazing. You guys will have heard reviews about it again and again. It's a great bag if you're into crossbody at all, and if you kind of want a lighter weight bag because it is canvas, and I literally just love this S-lock. So, keeping that in mind, that this bag has an S-lock, has a top handle, and is a crossbody, I'm going to show you guys what I consider to be the cheaper version, and honestly the more unique version, since this bag is kind of everywhere and a blogger favorite, of the Pochette Metis. So that bag in question is the Louis Vuitton Monceau. So you guys can see, very, very similar bags. This one also has the S-lock, much reminiscent of the Louis Vuitton trunks. It has a top handle. The one thing about this top handle is it does not lay flat. And it also is a crossbody. So the crossbody does attach a little differently. It does attach to the flap instead of the Pochette Metis, which does attach to the sides. So there's your two different attachment points. The really nice thing about this bag is it is actually, like a lot of the other vintage Louis Vuitton, a treated leather. So this has been in the rain in London and it's fine. It has been in a lot of different elements, and I just love that, including the bottom, is not the vachetta leather. Even though I do love the vachetta leather, there are moments where it's a lot easier not to have it. So this bag doesn't have as much organization in the middle as the Pochette Metis, so it does just have one slip pocket here, one big pocket, and a zippered back pocket. It does normally come with an adjustable crossbody strap, so it's just right there, with the very typical Louis Vuitton hardware. The one thing about this bag when you are buying it on the pre-loved market is a lot of times the strap is no longer with the bag, and my advice for that would be, one, if you're totally down to carry a top handle, you can get a steal of a deal. But if you're not, there are some other options. So one would be, you can use a normal Monogram canvas strap that you would buy from Louis Vuitton. This canvas has not changed since the beginning of the brand, and it will match perfectly. You could easily, for example, use the strap that comes with the Pochette Metis. It would match perfectly. It, again, has the exact same clasp as the vintage bag, so you can see them right there. They're literally identical, and it wouldn't look weird at all. So you could always buy that as a spare part, or go to Louis Vuitton and just buy the strap in general. Or you can keep your eye on the pre-loved market, buy a cheaper one without a strap, and then find a strap to go with it. I have seen the straps. They can get expensive if they're in good condition. So my overall advice would be, if you want this bag to wear it on the shoulder or as a crossbody, I would look for one with a strap and only buy one with the strap, because there's no guarantee you're gonna find the matching strap on the pre-loved market. That being said, again, if you find one for a great deal, I would say go for it and look for the strap. This bag is slightly bigger, as you can see with the Pochette Metis. It is thinner on the side. It does expand, and I'll show you in one of my other bags that's lost a little bit of its shape, because yes, I do have more than one Monceau. I'll show you how it does expand and like kind of where it can lose its shape, and where are some of the areas that you should look for when you're looking at these pre-loved bags to make sure they're not super worn, because they can be really hard to repair. It is also taller. It's hard to see with them side by side like that, but when you put them like this, you can definitely see that it is taller. I would say other than that, they're very similar. Of course, you do have more of the micro suede lining on the Pochette Metis and some of the more fancier upgrades than the initial Monceau bags, but that is something to keep in mind, that there is a huge different price point, and the Pochette Metis is really, really hard to find, even brand new. And then if you're buying pre-loved, it's probably going to be more than it would cost brand new. So this is the Monogram version. This is my newest version of the Monceau, and I paid $479, which I know is a really, really weird amount, but sometimes the Japanese resellers on eBay, which is where I find these for the most reasonable prices, and I'll have linked a bunch down below and in a blog post, they have weird prices sometimes. I think it's the conversion between the different currencies. So my actual first Monceau, before I even really knew what the bag was, I just happened to see it and it was really, really reasonably priced. It was under $300. I saw it and I was like, you know what? I just want to try this bag. I like the look. It's very vintage. I love vintage bags and I love the price point of vintage bags. So that is the black epi leather Monceau. It is obviously much more discreet as it is not monogram. But it is still the same shape and size with the top handle, with the crossbody, with the S-lock. You can see right there that it does have the little LV. This is a bag that had more wear, and if I had known that how the bottom was supposed to look, I might have been more cognizant of the wear, but I didn't realize that it was supposed to fold up so much. So as you can see, this is the bottom of this bag, and it is fully filled out. This should crease up and it should be much more like this bag where it's almost like an accordion and it folds out. But this bag does have some wear, especially to the structure. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I put a piece of cardboard, you know, very crafty over here, since they do not make a bag shaper for this bag, into the bottom of this bag just to make sure that it doesn't lose any more of its shape. But honestly, other than that, that was the biggest deal. At I think it was $290. This bag with its shape loss was fine. It still has its corners intact, which is another area that I would definitely be careful of with these vintage bags. I have seen some horror stories of what people have done to this bag. Foxy LV, who I follow on Instagram and on YouTube, and I will link her channel and her Instagram down below. She got one that was pre-loved and someone had sewn it up with like a blue thread, which was crazy because I don't know why you would ever use like a bright blue thread on a monogram Louis Vuitton, and they hadn't told her. And that is something that Louis Vuitton could have fixed, or a really good cobbler, if Louis Vuitton wasn't going to touch it, could fix. And instead they tried to fix it themselves with bright blue thread, which I don't understand. So that's where most of the wear happens, is at these bottom corners. So that's something to definitely keep your eye on. It can be fixed. Louis Vuitton, depending on who you talk to, will say that they can fix it, but sometimes it's more expensive than you paid for the bag. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. It might be, you know, hey, maybe this is a great price, but this bag isn't for me. I don't have the skills to fix it myself. The epi leather one is no different. It still has, it has stuffing in it. It has the front pocket and the middle pocket and the back zip pocket, which I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see on the black, but it does have a zipper right there. Again, I love the epi leather. I think epi is a really great leather. I don't know if I would actually go into Louis Vuitton and pay full price for it because it is really expensive and there's a lot of great vintage pieces on the pre-loved market in epi leather, but it is beautiful. And again, all weather leather, I carry this all the time. It got like stuck in a torrential downpour when I was in Boston for work. So it has the same adjustable crossbody strap. So you have the adjustable right here, the same. You could really get creative with this bag if it didn't come with a strap. I know Louis Vuitton sells a bunch of other straps and you could totally get something fun and funky for it. I think if you wanted, it could even go with the monogram. I don't see anything wrong with that, but you know, some people wouldn't want to mix both. I do see a black crossbody strap for the epi leather bags more often than I see the brown color for the, sorry, I'm trying to close it, I'm not looking at it, for the monogram bag. So that is something to keep in mind. I think if you found this without a strap, it will be easier to find a replacement strap for it. And lastly, and one of the things that that I love most about this bag is that it still came in another color. It actually also comes in a red epi leather, which I am on the hunt for. I love red bags, but they tend to be really, really expensive because I've seen like 1 or 2 and I've been looking for like a year on eBay. So this is my last Monceau. This is a beautiful cognac color. It is called Kenya Fawn. I got this one off of Mercari and it cost me $4.50. So as you guys can see, every single Monceau has been under $500. So I did buy my Pochette Metis directly from Louis Vuitton. And so that bag's almost $2,000, especially when you have tax. All 3 of these are still, if I run them all up to 500, are still $500 under the cost of the Pochette Metis. And even better, I only paid, actually no, I didn't pay tax on any of them, which makes it amazing because I hate when you buy a bag and then you gotta remember you've gotta add, especially in California, like, you know, it's $2,000 bag, almost $200 of tax on top of it. So my last thing to look for when you're buying these bags pre-loved is the interior zippered pocket can get sticky. This bag does have a sticky, let's see if you can see it, interior pocket. You can kind of see the black in there. That to me is not the end all be all and does not mean that I'm not gonna buy the bag. The interior sticky pocket is actually a really easy fix if you don't want to have it relined. If you want to have it relined, you have to take it into Louis Vuitton and it's very pricey. If you don't mind just having the soft kind of cottony lining on the inside, you can literally just take nail polish remover, the black stuff comes out, really easy fix. And you now have a brand new usable pocket on the inside of that bag. So I would say if you do see one with the interior sticky pocket and you don't mind taking some nail polish remover to it and it's a good deal, buy it. I think that would not be something that would stop me. I absolutely love the color of this bag and the only way I could find it reasonably at the time was to have a sticky interior pocket. I need to clean it. I haven't done it yet because honestly, I don't use those little pockets because I forget things in them and then freak out that I can't find something. So I would say especially if you don't need to use that little pocket, I wouldn't even worry about it. I love this color. It was definitely a harder one to find, but definitely worth the hunt. It does have the adjustable crossbody strap in here. The strap is actually very similar in color to the Monogram strap, but they are different. As you can see, this is the Kenya Fawn and this is the one that goes to the Monogram. One definitely has a different shade of like red to the brown than the other. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video, which is about once a week on either Sunday or Monday. If you want to see how I style my bags, please make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, which I've linked down below. And if you guys have any questions about the bags or any ideas or comments for other videos, please make sure to leave it down below. Thank you so much for tuning into my latest video and see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.